So I'm working on my fishing reels. Salt water will destroy your freshwater fishing reels. Welcome to my fishing reel repair station here in my little studio. I've got this, I guess this is a Quantum. This is a freshwater reel. I used it in the salt water. What a lot of guys will do when they get through fishing in salt water, they'll hose off their reels, and that's fine. You should always hose off your reels, but if you hose off your reels 3 or 4 times and on several trips, all the lubrication is getting lost. And I took this reel apart and I ran my finger around some of the flat edges in there. Man, it's so gritty. So I'm taking all of my reels apart. I'm getting ready to go on a fishing trip. I'm going to take my boys fishing. So I want to have all the reels all lubed up and ready to go. This is a Calcutta reel made by Shimano. It too is a freshwater reel I use in the salt water. So I've had it many years, but it's a good reel, right? It's expensive, so you want to take care of them. I get them all taken apart and cleaned up, and I spray them down with G96. This is a gun treatment oil, but man, it's good. It doesn't gum up, right? It stays lubed, and then you can just wipe it off, and it cuts through a lot of the old grease that's on there. You never want to use like Axle grease in your fishing reels. You want to use white lithium grease. That's what I use. And this is a Abu Garcia reel. It's a good reel. It's a 6500. I love fishing off the surf. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fish off the surf. These reels are just awesome. This has a continuous anti-reverse. Man, that just blows my mind. And I've got I found this fishing reel. This is a Mitchell Garcia. Mitchell, what kind is it? A 480? I dug it out of the dumpster. It was on this rod over here. If you're gonna throw a fishing reel like this in the dumpster, well, I'm gonna go in and go after it. I brought it home, cleaned it up, took it all apart, sprayed it down with G96. It came with this rod. I can't believe it. Somebody threw that in the dumpster. Bad for them, good for me, right? I see old reels like this, old stuff, and it really takes me back, you know. My grandfather took me fishing, and those are cherished memories. I have very few pictures of my grandfather. I think I've got 2 pictures of him and have no pictures at all of he and I fishing together. And we spent so many days fishing. And it was really the springboard, right, to what I do today. Fishing introduced me to the outdoors, and the outdoors introduced me to hunting and hiking and whatever else I do that in the outdoors, mostly hunting and turkey hunting. And my grandmother used to tell a story about me, that when I was very young and a little boy, on Thanksgiving dinner, I was sitting at the supper table with my family, and my grandfather was carving the turkey, and she used to think it was so funny that I asked my grandfather if he had shot the turkey. And here I was, only 5 years old, and did he shoot the turkey? And here I become a turkey hunter and killed dozens and dozens and dozens of gobblers in the Florida swamp and up in Georgia, and just love turkey hunting. And it's kind of weird how you remember stuff like that. My mother-in-law fished. I've got a slideshow coming up right after the video. You'll see her in the slideshow. When she passed away, she had collected a bunch of stuff, and I got them all in this pot. Here's one thing I bet you'll recognize, you older guys. This is called a Sure Set bobber. What it did was you ran your line through it, and it was spring-loaded. And then you set it. And when a fish bit the line, it automatically set the hook. And, you know, this was one of those things, you know, made by Ronco, as seen on TV. Check that out. It's never been used, still in the box. It wasn't opened, but I had to open it. I had to open it and look at it. And I remember these things when I was a kid, right? So there it is. And like I said, you set it according to whatever the bite is, and when the fish bites it, boom, it sets the hook. It's got I got the instructions in here, and that's kind of cool. I'll never use it, you know. This is the sort of thing you want to save. And of course, my mother-in-law saw it on the TV and had to buy it and never used it. So it's become a part of my collection. And pretty cool. So I got that. I'm gonna buy a plastic tackle box and put all this stuff in. Look at all this. This is a pot, and it's just full of antique stuff. I need to go through all this stuff and see what I have. Look at this old fishing reel. That is I can't see real well with these glasses. Let me put on my other glasses. If I can find them here. Underneath the pot lid. This is a Pflueger. This one is a Mitchell, and it was made in France. That's pretty cool. And this is a Pflueger. I can't see it. It says made in the USA. We got old reel. Isn't that cool? I'll probably never get rid of this stuff. I'm just gonna keep it. This thing still works. That's a Pflueger reel. Here's another one. This one here is a J.C. Higgins. Check that out. All stainless steel construction. No aluminum in that. And then we've got these old-timey Zebcos. There's what, a 202. And that thing is so old. It says Zebco. I'm sorry, that says a Zebco 66. But it's got a lot of aluminum in it. A lot of corrosion. I need to address that and clean it up. Got another one right here. All tangled up in this stuff. If I had all this prepared, the video probably be nearly as interesting. But this is a this says a Zebco 66 too. The line is all down in there. Pretty cool. Like I said, I'm gonna buy a cheap plastic tackle box and put all these collectibles inside that box. Here's another reel. This one is a Bale. I can't pronounce it. Oh, that's a Kalamazoo Tackle Company. Huh. It's got a fancy name on the top here. Bale Sky 20 Model B. Look at that. Pretty cool. And now I got a bunch of old lures. Those are real interesting. They're broken back lures. All need to be cleaned up and put in a box so that some of my stepson, his grandson, can have them. Look at that. That's a, I'm sure that's a Heddon. Here we go. Nope, that's a Garrick. CB Company. Garrick. It's got a metal tail on the back of it. Look at that. So the whole point of this video, I've kind of gotten off track, was to make sure that if you take your freshwater reel and go saltwater fishing with it and you hose it off, make sure you clean it up. And there's one right there. Look at that. That's pretty old. That doesn't even have a name on it. I got a cool one in here. Check this one out. I should have been more prepared. It's like a brim. Isn't that cool? I'm gonna clean these up and see if maybe I can get them to shine a little bit. This used to have a weight in the bottom of it, but the weight came out in that little hole right there. Of course, I would never fish with any of these. These are all going to be my collectibles. I'm going to put them in a box. The stuff just keeps on going and going and going. I had a pawpaw in here somewhere. Any of you guys know what a pawpaw is? When I was a kid, I used to go down to Fisherman's Bait and Tackle and see all of these baits in the cabinet, and they were $2 and $3. You could buy one. Isn't that cool? That's so awesome. This looks like a head. That. When I was a little kid, the two most favorite types of fishing for me is fishing for bass with wild shiners or minnows, and saltwater fishing on the beach. I just love fishing on the beach. I don't know. Just love looking out on the horizon. That's just so cool. My mom and dad used to take us to New Smyrna Beach when we were kids, and my dad always stopped at the Riverside bait shop. He'd give me $2, and I'd go in there and I'd get as many shrimp that the guy would give me for $2, right? He'd put them in a paper bag and roll them up, and I'd put them in the ice chest. And I'd get to the beach, I'd cut them up into small pieces and just put them on a little hook and cast out there in the surf. And there would be guys there fishing with these great big old surf rods, right? And they'd be casting out as far as they could, not realizing they were fishing past their fish. Your whiting and pompano and surf fish are right where the breakers are. And guys wading out, into their chest and casting out there. I mean, I did that too. My grandfather used to try and do all that. They didn't catch too much. They had big sinkers and all these big wire apparatuses with hooks hanging off of them. Man, I just go out there with a regular fishing rod and a weight and a leader and a hook on it, a little piece of bait, and I catch all the whiting and pompano and black drum that you could want. And look at this. Ah, dang. I got all these lures in here. I'll get these out of there. I can see a half a dozen lures in there that I'm gonna clean up, and I'm gonna get a plastic tackle box, put them in there so my stepson's son can have these and cherish them. Look at that big old hook. Bobbers, all kinds of stuff in here. Oh, there's something that's kind of interesting. That's I guess that's an old head and lure. Look at this. Bet you ain't seen one of these. This is a leader box, an aluminum leader box. Look at there. Plastic worms in her little leader box. Of course, like I said, when my mother-in-law passed away, I got all this stuff, and I kind of put it up, and I never really paid too much attention to it. So I was cleaning my reels, and I wanted to do a video. I thought I'd show you all of these because they're interesting, right? If you have anything like this, man, you need to save it. I know guys that go to yard sales and look for stuff like this. And here, it just was given to me. I'd like to get this one off of here. Show it to you. All right, like I said on the slideshow, I got a slideshow coming up, fishing, a little personal touch on the video for the love of fishing. Let me get this one out. This one here is crazy cool. If I had done all this before I made the video, it probably wouldn't be nearly as interesting. I kind of like doing the candid video. I'm never going to try and do it. It's too fancy. All right, I'm just going to have to show it to you like this. Look at that. That's a frog. Look at that. He's got 2 legs. Got treble hook down here. Treble hooks on. He got 9 hooks on him. It's pretty awesome. So I'm going to clean all these up. I'm going to buy me a little box to put them in. I'm going to get my fishing reels cleaned up. I'm going to get my rods cleaned up. And then I'm going to get them all rigged and ready to go, and teach my boys how to throw a bait casting reel. Of course, we got the spin casting, but I'm going to teach them how to throw a bait casting reel, so I got to prepare myself for backlashes. You know how those things backlash. This is some real interesting stuff. I hope you like to fish. Seems like a lot of us that hunt, we just use fishing to kill time. But when I was younger, all I cared about was fishing. I fished in the salt water. I've had a half a dozen boats. I've had skipjacks and bass boats and everything under the sun when it comes to fishing. And I finally realized what I really loved about fishing was the act of fishing. It wasn't necessarily having the fastest boat or catching the most pounds. It was about the location and the experience. I love going up to the Ocala National Forest and take my canoe, go up there with minnows and shiners and just watch that bobber dance. And that's just the way I like to live my life. So coming up on the video right now is a slideshow, and coming up we're going to be doing the buggy giveaway. So stay tuned. I'm going to go to the welding shop. I'm building us a deer buggy, and I'm going to give that thing away to somebody. So get ready. Hunting season's coming. All right, we'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Enjoy the video. Bye.